It stops
What's
us
been
from
happening, Mr.
motoring
Taylor?
on. I'll be honest with you, mate. Not an awful lot. Just been. I feel like a bit of a fraud, mate. If I'm completely honest with you. So we have these conversations. We've had them with the Chavi, we've had them with Luke, etc., about like loving yourself and all this, that, and the other. And I'll be
Yeah.
completely honest with you. I've had a wobble the last couple of weeks.
You
Um,
haven't applied anything that you've learned.
exactly. So the whole idea of these podcasts was to learn, like
Yeah.
obviously take bits and bobs, the good bits from people, and this, that, and the other, and implement them in my own life. And if I'm completely honest, so I've been juggling a lot, work wise, personal wise, obviously my mum's health, etc., etc.
Yeah.
And what's really crazy is, long story short, my mum got the all clear on something that she was getting tested for. Um, and I remember just like my anxiety all day while I was waiting for her to phone me to tell me how she was getting on and stuff. Just
Yeah.
horrendous. There was not at one point did I step back and go, right, think about worst case scenario, think about the outcomes, like it's not the end of the world, all the things that we'd learned from
Yeah.
speaking to various people. It was just Armageddon, worst case scenario in my head over and over and over. Um, and then I ended up leaving work. I had a long night the night before, at various incidents and stuff. And I left
Yeah.
work at about 2 o'clock, flew through to my mum with her while she got her results and that. And she got her results, and I felt worse. Now, this sounds weird, but I was hyper focused on that one thing. And I think because I was hyper focused on my mum's results, there's a couple of other things that I haven't quite processed.
Yeah.
And my head just went,
Wow.
honestly, like genuinely anxiety, not in the stomach. Don't get me wrong, it subsided a little bit in the last like week or so. Um, Especially now I can sit back from more of a driving seat. Now I feel like I'm in control of what's kind of going on and try to
Yeah.
process it. But it's been brutal, mate, if I'm completely honest with you. Just shut myself off to the world.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
Dug in, turned the lights off, drew the
Curtains.
curtains, and just yeah, it's been awful. So when I seen you the other day over the shop, I was like, it was like a relief, mate, like a big cuddle from my big brother. Do you know what I mean? What's you?
and we,
You?
we didn't get the training session in, mate, but we'll definitely get it in because yeah, we need to do some shoulders together. But mate, like, don't feel like a fraud, bro. It's like it's a learning experience, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's
100%.
like you're never a final version. You just need to continue your iterations to get to the next space and stuff like this. It's a learning curve, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? That's all you need to treat it as.
Yeah, and it's one of them. It's like I think it's the realization, mate, that I am starting to get a little bit older, as is my mum, as is my grandparents, and these things are probably going to happen. It's all part of life. So it's kind of like just a yeah, it's like turning 30. I think it's that whole. I think if I'm honest with you, subconsciously, I think I've turned 30, and in my head, I've thought, oh god, it's game time now. You
No, mate. I mean, look, I was talking to somebody the other day who's just turned 57, and we had a conversation about being middle aged, and being old, and what the thresholds are now. And I think middle age starts at like 40. I've just gone into middle age. Do you know what I mean? And you're what, 13 years younger than me, so you've got plenty of time, bro. And to be fair, mate, it's like even when you're 43, like I am, you're physically fit. Yes, you've got a dodgy back. Yes, I've got a dodgy back. Yes, I've got a dodgy shoulder. Yes, my wrist's a bit sore. But I've still got the mentality of a 21-year-old
yeah,
idiot.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean? And I'll still go to Benidorm and do those stupid stuff. But you've just got a bit more of a consideration around you can't spend your whole paycheck in Benidorm on a weekend because you've got bills to pay. And
yeah,
provided you've got a tidy little spreadsheet, mate, all that looks after itself, brother. Do you know what I mean?
yeah. Exactly, mate. There's not an awful lot of bad in my life, mate. If I'm completely honest with you, now I've took the time to step back and think, fucking hell, I've actually got an awful lot of good going on. Something
Yeah,
really
you
good.
have.
So,
And I noticed that you come out official on Facebook.
well,
Was
kind
that a slip of the post? Or we're not talking about that.
of.
Was it?
It was like
Stories uploaded, shit.
I was no. Do you know what, mate? If I'm completely honest with you, we'd been at the G&T house and we were going to the cinemas after, and we just had a lovely weekend and that. And I just thought, do you know what? Like,
Just for everybody that's listening, this is Jamie's new girlfriend. And we're not going to mention any names. And if you didn't see the story, then it is what it is, right? So
yeah, I'm not really like a cushy, like lovey-dovey, like post all over Facebook, keep myself to myself. But I was just feeling it, mate. Anyway, enough about
perfect.
that. How are you?
I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. I've just fucking half term, man. So I'm going to go straight into my whinges.
Go for it.
Right. So the other thing about getting old, right, is you become more impatient, right? And I've got 3 whinges written down here, right?
Oh, nice.
And I've actually got something that I'm not going to talk about because it's my day job work related, right?
Yeah.
But right, so this is all underpinned by me being like what's the word? It's like impatient is probably the best way to put it, right? I'm fucking super impatient, right? And I don't know whether it's because of my day job and what I do, because I like in my day job, I kind of measure a lot of stuff. So I see a lot of failure in processes, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, for example, you know how Costa's shaped, how Costa is. So you walk past the cakes, and because you've got to queue, they make you queue in front of the cakes. Yeah. So while you're sat in there, you've got a decision point to make. While the barrister's chatting on, giving it all that kind of good stuff, blah, 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 blah. But they do that because they know they've got to make your queue, so they put that in front of the cake. So you're going to buy a cake, right? Is the theory behind it, right? Sorry, I'll just get rid of that notification. So I'm super impatient because I just see the waste in everything, right? So number one, right? I went down to Kent last weekend to see my best mate or the weekend before. So the effectiveness of dressing a bar, right? So going to the bar, right? So we'll go to this my local down there, right? I've termed it that, right? It's called the Pot and Shed. It's an unreal little boozer just about 6 miles outside of Maidstone. Lovely little boozer, amazing beer garden, but it's like an old coach house. So you walk in and it's got an old school L bar, and then they've kitted out all of this kind of left hand side as a beautiful conservatory dining area. The food's proper posh and stuff like that. So I walked in, and people are queuing like as if they were queuing in the post office. So I'm like, this is COVID queuing, right? So I'm like, we don't do this anymore. And there was a couple of old people in the queue and a lot of young people. So I said, look, guys, I went, this isn't how you address the bar, right? So I said, everybody just walk towards the bar. And they did, right? I had a few beers, right?
Big Paul.
I addressed the bar effectively, right? And I said, everybody's probably thinking about how does the barmaid know who's next, right? And if the barmaid's worth of salt, she'll know exactly who's next. And the barmaid popped her head out and she went, yeah, I do. I went, right, thank you. And I said, if she doesn't, I said, this is where you build up conversation. So you turn the man to the left or the woman to the right here, you give them a nod and you make a comment about the weather, right? This is a traditional English approach to building a relationship. And I say, and then you make the next comment, and the comment grows on. And then he might pipe up over there and go, oh, yeah, but it was banging down in where I've been today, right? So you generate a little bit of a community around this bar.
Yeah.
So if the barmaid comes to the bar and doesn't know who's next, you look at your oppo and you go, oh, it was that chap over there with a Ted Baker top on. And that's how relationships are built. And ultimately, my southern family, in my new local boozer, that's how you address the bar. Looked at the barmaid, she gave us the nod of approval. I got served next. So I beat the queue and I walked off with my pint. So that's whinge number one. So that's purely about me being totally impatient / borderline alcoholic.
Just on that first one, Paul, do you think that mentality, that queuing mentality, has always been like that in that pub or down south, or it's a result of COVID? People have just been institutionalized.
It's not even a result of COVID, because I've been down that boozer loads of times, and after COVID, they've never done it. So it was just a specific, and I kind of, it was like a lot of people that don't really go there much. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, I don't because it's 5 hours drive away, right? But there was a couple of young people there and what have you. So, but anyway, that's my thought process on how to address a bar and
I like it.
build community spirit. The next impatient me, right, is we all hate phones in the gym, right? So the phones have got a place in the gym for listening to music, recording a quick video, getting a quick selfie with your pals to show your flex, right? But then that's it. You don't sit on there on Instagram and you don't sit scrolling on TikTok, right? I've got a new level of gym fuckery that I observed last night.
Tell
right?
me it.
So to paint the scene, right, the leg bit in my gym is all very, very compact. And it's not because the machine's big, it's just because there's not a lot of space, right? There's a woman stood in the middle of the aisle on a phone, like that, blocking passageway, right? So I'm like, that's weird. How many texts have you got left, love? So she shuffles off, right? Walks around the corner. There's another girl 3 foot away, blocking the other alleyway, doing the same Instagram. I'm like, oh my God. So Sarah's gone to the gym this week. She's done a full big muscle group session over Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Leg day's her favourite day, apparently. She did legs last night. Let's see what tomorrow brings, right?
Yeah.
But that's a new level of gym fuckery that I've never experienced. Stood in a walkway, a galleyway of on your phone.
Especially this time of the year. I mean, we're like, what, nearly 5 months into the year. If it was January, mate, like, I'd have a little bit of patience for that. But there is, gym etiquette is out there. Like, everyone knows about it. We're all waiting for machines. Not one of us wants to be in there any longer than we have to be. Do you know what I mean? And then you just sat there on Instagram. That would piss me right off that.
But to be fair, like my gym's got a weird recruitment strategy. So they'll do like, because it's expensive, they'll do like cheap, like 100 quid for a fortnight. I don't know what it is anyway, but it's like, so you get this inconsistent influx of newbies, which is all right because it kind of takes the burden off January a little bit, but you get it throughout the year, which is a bit shit. But we are where we are. Right, last Wednesday, and then we'll come to yours, right? This is going to be proper controversial, right? Women don't need purses anymore.
Right?
If women don't need purses, they don't need a handbag anymore.
Very true.
When you stood on the co-op, right, and Janice in front of you is rummaging around her bag, right, finding her purse, pulling her napkins out in her fucking boiled sweets, whips her purse out, then looks through to find her card, or then whips out the coins and starts counting twos and ones, and then pays the lady, and then puts all that back in the bag, and I'm just trying to get some eggs or something like that.
Where are they going to hide the lipstick and the lipstick and the chapstick and
In the pocket. In the pocket. Every girl's got jeans in the pockets or pockets in the trousers now, right? Even not, right? You could carry it in your hand. A mobile phone and a lipstick and your glasses on the top of your head.
Never thought about that, mate.
I'm here all week for life hacks, mate.
You are getting old and very, very, very impatient, aren't you?
Whoa, good. And then I'm not going to start about people driving on the motorway, mate, because that's just, I can't, I don't think we haven't got enough time for that.
I'm going to add an addition to your last one there.
Go on.
Right. What narks me is you've got different types of shops.
Yeah.
You've got community co-ops.
Yeah.
The big Tesco.
Yeah.
Big Asda. What really narks me, and I nearly swore there, is when people go do the big shop in the community shop.
Yeah. It doesn't make sense.
Trolley.
Unless the elderly, they've got no care, and then, I mean, they should be doing that during the week while we're all at work. That's sort of controversial, right? But, like, I agree with you, right? And it just costs so much more money, mate. Go to Co-op versus Aldi.
It's ridiculous. Co-op,
Terrible.
Sainsbury's, they are an absolute rip-off. Like, I don't know why people shop in Tesco's and Asda unless it's for 1 or 2 bits, because you would not get me shopping outside of Aldi or Lidl.
Nah, no chance. And do you know what? Sarah went to Marx's the other day and got stuff much cheaper than Aldi, right? And apparently, Marx is a price matching Aldi. And I'm like, when which come out and say that's when I'm like, but even we can't go to Marx's, mate, because it's on Teesside Park and we don't go to Teesside Park, you see.
Yeah. Have you checked your bank statement, so?
I haven't got a shared bank account, mate. I ain't that fucking stupid. I've been with the girl 20 years, mate. Do you know what I mean? We've got separate banks, brother.
Very smart, very smart. So my weekly whinge, say weekly, it's like I've obviously fallen off the last week or so, but my 3 weekly whinge is the term diet.
Right.
So the reason this annoys me, and I never thought of it before, but the other night, me and my good lady, we were driving back from Tees Barrage, to get our steps in.
Yeah.
And Mark, PT, rang just to run some stuff past her. And I was in the car and he was like, oh, give us your opinion on this. So we were sat there and we were talking about these transformations that these PTs are doing, these 12-week, 16-week.
Yeah.
And it was all about the fact that after these 16 weeks, what are people doing? Are they reversing out these diets properly?
Yeah.
What's their next steps? Because as you know, and I know, you have metabolic adaptation.
Yeah.
Same as before, then you're just going to blow up. And is it a case of these 12 to 16 week transformations being a 6-month transformation and not just being a transformation? Should it be a lifestyle coach type of thing? So understanding, yeah, we're going to do a cut, but what comes after the cut, we're going to reverse out of it. What comes after that? Comes after that, and then instilling like the genuine steps that you need to take. So when you walk away from that after 6 months, you know what you need to rinse and repeat for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's not a diet. A diet, I hate the word because it's got die in it for a start. D-I-E, right? Fair enough, it's got a T on the end, right? But you're dead right. It's like when you truly decide that you want to change the shape of your body, whether to lose weight, gain muscle mass, you need to have a food and eating strategy to complement that, right? You can't stay on a traditional calorie deficit for too long because your body adapts down to it. And then equally, you can't go on a bulk for too long because you'll end up like I was 10 years ago, bit of a chubby member, right? So you've got to box clever, and it's a journey, not a diet. I would say it was better termed as a food journey.
Yeah,
that fluctuates throughout the year.
Exactly. I remember when I was on my 12 to 16 week transformation, and I was like, I can't wait to get to the end of this. I'm just going to get pissed up all the time. Back in the pub with the boys, this, that, the other. And I remember being that inspired by it, by myself, by my own journey, to be fair, seeing the discipline and determination.
Yeah.
And it was a complete lifestyle changer for me. Don't get me wrong, always being involved in fitness, football, balanced diet. But at the end of that, I was like, right, this is something I want to keep up for the rest of my life. I want to be healthy. I want to be fit. And we were talking about that term diet, and it comes with negative connotations that people get diet. They think I'm going to have to starve myself.
Big slimming walls.
Exactly. Everything we eat every day, that is part of a diet.
Yeah.
A diet. I'm in a diet now. I'm in a surplus, but I'm still dieting.
Still a diet. Yeah.
That's my weekly whinge is basically, in a nutshell, mate, is that people need to stop associating the word diet with fucking starving themselves. Like, eat 20 Freddos if you want to eat 20 Freddos. Just count in your calories and stop being fucking lazy and output.
Mate, it's back to my point that I don't think people know how to cook, and I don't think air fryers have helped, but I don't think people know how to create a meal from scratch.
That point you made about, do people know that the potatoes have to go in for so long before you start putting your meats in or your veg?
Yeah. I don't know, just people don't get it.
But do you know what makes me laugh when you said that? I remember what came to my head, and it's no secret, my mum, if she ever watches these, she will not mind me saying it. My mum I mean, she can cook a little bit now, but growing up, she was never a cook. Never.
Right.
And I learned how to cook off my nana, right?
Right.
And I think my mum was always a businesswoman, always,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? This, that, and the other. And I think literally, me and my nana, I don't believe that there is kids out there that aren't sitting there with the nanas or the mums cooking. Like, I think it's laziness more than anything.
So my mum she was off sick most of her life. She's definitely not going to listen to this, right? So let's go in on Lynn, right? She used to make me shit. She like it was these. I forget what the term, but they were like shit beef burgers. She used to get one of them, and because jacket potatoes were healthy, I'd have one of them, and I'd have a tin of beans in there. Now, if you added that up, best part of 1,000 calories, right?
Yeah.
For your turkeys, what 400, beans will be 400, and these fake burger things, you're talking 1,200 calories. It's a lot of scram for a meal, right?
Yeah.
And she made them every day because she didn't make anything else. And she made a Sunday roast on a Sunday. The meat was always fucking rock hard. Man, I'm saying that, your mum and Nikki, I love you, but if you do listen to this, right, she put a photo of a Sunday dinner on the other day, and I was like, fuck me, that's depression on a plate, that.
She sent me a bit, mate, honestly, right? She sent me a picture. I love her. I love her. Absolutely can't take that away from
I
her.
hope she doesn't listen to this.
I do as well. But she sent me a photo of a salad. She said, I'm going to have a healthy salad today. I'm
That
feeling
looked
it.
nice. That looked nice.
It looked really nice, mate, but that was not fucking healthy, that. I'm sorry. I was like, I
I
said,
reckon she got that on fucking Pinterest or
yeah,
Snapchat
she
or
will have.
Instagram
She'll
or
have
something.
ordered that in, mate. She would have fucking cut that up herself. But I just replied back saying, should we say this is a balanced diet? Not a healthy diet.
It certainly had all the key components in there. But
Yeah.
I think it was a bit heavy on the old fat front, bless her.
Yeah. But she's living her best life, isn't she? Down a caravan.
Can't fault her. Can't fault her. Fair play. Oh, man. So
Yeah.
what's the plans this weekend?
So this week, I'm actually suffering with tonsillitis, mate.
Right.
I think whenever I'm a bit down, stressed, or whatever, I get tonsillitis. Get tonsillitis like 7, 8 times a year. They won't take them out either. It's annoying me.
Too old, man.
Yeah.
You don't actually want them taken out neither, apparently, but I don't know too much about that. It's just what I heard.
Yeah. So I've got that. I was meant to go to Ultraflex tomorrow with my good lady and one of the lads who we know. But like I said, my tonsils are killing me. She's going to have a deload weekend, I think. And the other lad's going to the borough match. So I've got a bit of an iffy back as well. I haven't been able to, well, I never trained yesterday. I didn't train the day before. And I think with the tonsils thing, I think, do you know what? Just write this week off.
Have the weekend off. Have the weekend off. Just bin your current diet regime off. Get some good calories in. Yeah, have a pizza. Get a Bella's in. Come have a few pints with me. Put the world right. Have a nice chill weekend, and then back to normal next week, mate.
That's what I'm going to do, mate.